Hello everyone, this is Jeff at Divine Cosmos, and this is my Law of Attraction Pearl of Wisdom number 1. Focus on what you want, not what you don't want. This Law of Attraction Pearl of Wisdom is one of the most important rules of thumb for effective manifestation. It is deceptively simple, and most people probably think they're already doing it reasonably well. But I'm here to tell you that nothing could be further from the truth. Most people spend a huge percentage of their time worrying about everything that could go wrong and anticipating the worst, both of which qualify as thinking about what you don't want. For most, this insidious habitual way of thinking is entirely unconscious, and they are completely unaware of how much they're doing it. And it's not surprising that this is the case. The rational mind believes that anticipating problems is the best approach to avoiding them, to avoiding problems, even if, in truth, most of the worrying doesn't solve anything. The rational approach is certainly understandable for those who are unaware of the underlying laws of creation by which we construct our reality. Unfortunately, unbeknownst to most, our rational approach in these types of situations is doing the exact opposite of what we expect. The focus on potential problems and avoiding these potential problems are making them more of a potential rather than less. From the rational perspective, what's going on under the covers is like magic. We are creating the reality we perceive and experience with our thoughts, beliefs, and expectations. This is the law of attraction, and it states that we attract people, circumstances, and things into our life that are similar to our most predominant thoughts. Our external reality is a mirror that reflects what we think and what we are. And what is crucial to understand about this law is it does not distinguish between what you want and what you don't want. It simply brings to you the essence of what you think about. The thought, I don't want XYZ, and I want XYZ are identical as far as the universe is concerned. In either case, it only hears XYZ and brings it to you. When you think about what you don't want, you are attracting what you don't want, so stop it. Overcoming the habit of focusing on potential problems. When you approach situations anticipating problems and mentally focusing on how to avoid these problems, you increase the chances of those very kinds of things happening. The amount of difficulty that you anticipate determines the amount of adversity you will experience along the way. If instead you just assume and expect the best and skip all the worrying, you will soon find that everything will go a lot smoother and more successfully. This shift in thinking is by no means easy for the average person who has the deeply ingrained habit of worrying and anticipating the worst. At first, overcoming this habit will require lots of faith and trust. But if you stick it out, you'll end up having complete trust because you'll have seen the magic happen and will become a believer. As Doreen Virtue in her book Angel Numbers 101 says, faith, not worry, is what manifests your desires. Trust, trust, trust. The first step to getting yourself out of this disempowering habit is just to start trying to become more aware of your thoughts and your words. Keeping track of your thoughts can be tricky because there's so many of them chattering away in your head. But what you say usually is a direct reflection of your thoughts, and your words are often easier to catch than your thoughts. At first, this will be hard, but you will occasionally catch yourself focusing on what you don't want, and you'll shift your thinking to focus on what you do want. With practice, you'll gradually get better and better at this until eventually you'll have created a whole new habit, one of habitually focusing on only what you want and hardly ever thinking about what you don't want, and just about always expecting the best. Overcoming the habit of worrying. Worry attracts problems. It's that simple. This is how the law of attraction works. But how do you break the habit? You can tell when you're worrying because it's always associated with negative and stressful feelings. Sometimes our minds wander into worrying about stuff without us realizing it. This is unavoidable. Fortunately, it's easy to recognize the uneasy feelings associated with worrying, and these can be the cue that makes you aware of it. What do you do when you catch yourself worrying? Well, number one, immediately switch to focusing on positive thoughts about what you want. Number two, use positive affirmations to focus on optimistic visions of your desired outcome. And last but not least, number three, you can ask the universe for help. This is sometimes referred to as prayer. Whether you know it or not, you've got spirit guides and they would be delighted to help you. All you have to do is ask. Becoming a master of deliberate creation. We are always creating our reality with our thoughts, but most of us are doing it unconsciously, and our many misguided mental habits are causing us to manifest incoherently and ineffectively. By intentionally thinking about the things you want, while intentionally not thinking about the things you don't want, you pave the way for smoother sailing in your life at every level. Trust the universe. Trust the laws of creation. Trust your creational abilities. Consistently focus only on what you want and expect the best, and you will be amazed at the ease, grace, and abundance that will increasingly enter your life. Let the magic begin. Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed this pearl of wisdom, you might consider checking out the other pearls of wisdom, as well as my spiritual and metaphysical articles on my blog, divinecosmos.net, at http://divine-cosmos.net. Enjoy!